guys, I am just having a cozy Saturday here at home. I thought I would take you along with me as I reset the studio because it's a little bit of a mess and I have like one little errand that I want to do. Last week, we painted this, which was fun. Thanks for joining me on that journey. I'm gonna continue it. I'm not done with it yet. So I don't want to put it away. I just kind of want to make room because I want to repair a pair of pants that I have. And I just need a little bit more space to do that. What I've been doing as well in an attempt to keep tidy is I put up another shelf here. This is just like another random shelf that I found in my house that I have decided is mine now. This top belongs to my sister, and then she stained it with red wine, and she wants me to find a way to salvage it somehow, like some DIY method. I haven't really thought of any way to fix that yet, which is why it's just here on my desk on like take care of that later type of situation. I really cannot start anything unless I have like a nice clean space to start with. So even having like a tiny little rolling cart here off to the side where I can put everything that like I'm temporarily gonna not use right now away. Push that off to the side, and now we have a nice clean space. I'm gonna get my sewing machine. Okay, sewing machine, sewing kit, sewing machine. So I made the mistake of buying this giant thing of of thread when I first started sewing. I just didn't know any better. It's way too thick. So like when you're sewing nice things on clothes, you don't want the thread too thick because it made it bunch up in a really weird way, which is why a lot of my earlier sewing projects, the stitching didn't look as neat because of that. So things that you learn. Ta-da! Okay. Okay, so this is what we're going to be working on today. I have these pair of culottes that are really cute. Like I like how they look. I like how they have like really exaggerated pant legs and everything. It's just too tight, like around the waist. It's fine at the start of the day, and then after I've had something to eat, then it starts to feel a little too tight, which is annoying. And I figured the problem was the garter is a little too tight because there is a garter on the back. So what I'm gonna do is I've opened it up. I'm just gonna cut a little bit and then like add a little bit of garter to give myself just a tiny bit of breathing room, you know? There really is no secret sauce, guys. Every time I want to learn how to do anything on my sewing machine or whatever it may be, I go on YouTube and I ask it how to do it. How to extend gartered waistband. I already looked this up before, so I know there are tutorials available. Here, this is the one that I followed that seems simple enough. How to make an elastic waistband bigger or smaller, the shortcut way. That's what we like. Before I get started, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch this all the way through again, just so I know what I'm doing, and then I'll go do it on my own pants. Okay, that seemed straightforward enough. She just completely unpicked this and then took out the garter and basically just added a portion. So here's the thing, she added like a little bit, so I don't really understand why I have to unpick the entire waistline. but I'm gonna do it because sometimes I don't understand why they ask me to do something, and then when I try to do it my way, that's when I realize like, oh, that's why they said you should do it that way. So let's spend some time doing that. This thread looks like it's a match. I also have to fix this part of the zipper. Because this was so tight, every time I would wear it, it would kind of like stretch out, especially on the belly. So there's now like a little hole in the zipper because it kept getting pulled that way. So I'm just gonna fix that as well. This is really a huge reason why I bought this sewing machine, so I could do little things like this, like little repairs and alterations to my clothes so that it fits me better. Before anyone asks, no, I don't know where these pants are from. They were a gift from my sister. So there is no label. So I actually don't know where they are from. I'm supposed to find a piece of garter that matches the garter that's already in the pants. I couldn't find one in store. So what she said to do was to just cut it to the same size. As long as you're cutting along one line, then it'll be fine, it won't fray. So let's do that. I also need to decide how much I need. How much extra do I need? Should have probably decided that before I took it apart. Like, see, because the thing is right now, it's like, it's so tight that it like pulls it and I can't breathe. So I just want just a little bit more. A half an inch on either side, I would feel a lot better. So maybe I'll just add a whole inch. Let's do that. Let's get a ruler. The nice thing is if I make a mistake, it's not that big of a deal. I can unpick it and try to fix it. I'm gonna say I'm gonna add an inch, but then I'm gonna actually cut out 1.5 inches from my garter, which means I have like way too much garter because you can't buy like just a little bit of garter, you know, like you have to buy a whole meter. So I guess I can keep it for future use. This is how I end up with so much excess materials. Anyway, I'm gonna do 1.5 inches because I need seam allowance. Okay, like that's literally it. This is all I wanted to add. And then now I need to match it to the width of my garter. So just cut it here. Where am I cutting? Oh my gosh, I don't know what happened, but I feel like just this year, my eyesight has gotten so bad. Okay, I'm gonna do old people things. I'm gonna do this much and then try to cut it along one line so it doesn't fray. Apparently that's a thing. All right, don't need that anymore, don't need that anymore. Put this aside. And like, yeah, like literally just this much additional. I'm gonna cut it right down the middle. Why? Don't know. Just seems like the thing to do. Yeah. Yeah, like this much seam allowance should be fine. Yeah, see? I just gave myself like an extra inch of breathing space. I'm gonna sew it down before I try it on because I feel like if I try to stretch it with the pins, it's gonna snap and it's gonna be dangerous. So let's not do that. And then back stitch, and then forward stitch. Back. Ooh, that was a little fast. That feels safe. Yeah, okay. That looks okay. I'm trying them on inside out because, you know, I'm just sewing them inside out. I'm too lazy to flip it around. It's so much better. It feels so much better. Like there's just breathing room. Ah, okay. Okay, that's good. All right, I'm gonna sew this waistband closed and then get to fixing the zipper. I also don't know if this step is right, but in the video, she closed down the waistband first, then she sewed the garter down so it wouldn't twist around. But like I couldn't figure out how to do it so that I wouldn't have like excess fabric gathered at the end in case like I get the pleats wrong. So I'm sewing down the garter first. So at least I have that as a guide. And as I'm sewing, I'm stretching it like so. Ooh. Oh, my thread just broke. But anyway, I'm stretching it so that when it goes back to its like tightened position, it won't snap. The stitches won't snap, I mean. Anyway, let me rethread my needle, finish this, and then show you what it looks like all done. Ta-da! Here are the finished altered pants. I'm so happy with just like that little bit of garter. There's just like a tiny bit more space, but because it is still a garter, it still kind of cinches you in, but not in a way that's uncomfortable. And then it doesn't do that thing anymore. You know how when you eat too much and then you get full and then your zipper starts to like poke out because it's too tight, so it doesn't do that anymore. I also reinforced all the buttons. I fixed the little gap in the zipper. I'm just so happy. I was able to like take a pair of pants that I really don't enjoy wearing anymore because they look cute, but they are so uncomfortable. And now I've made them like functional for me. So I'll be sure to wear them more in the future. All right. Just a silly little errand that I had to do today.